Yo.
We got
Hey,
Eric.
yo.
We got Eric on here.
Yeah.
Dude.
My name is Eric.
Dude, that's the bass player
His
with
name is Eric, and my name is Brett.
So Eric, you have Brett's face on your bass, right? Or are you the drummer?
I play the drums.
Oh, dude, you're that guy. You always have the cool glasses on. And you're making faces.
Making faces.
Yeah, I can't I can't see without my glasses, and that's just my face all the time.
Oh man. Well, hey, that's one attractive face, man.
Dude, I appreciate that.
Yeah,
like,
no problem.
I feel like we have a real connection right now.
To be
We've
honest,
tried to change his face numerous times, but it doesn't work.
no, it's crazy. You're actually making me blush on air. No,
All right. Anyways,
yeah, but before you start, Mr. Brett, I want to tell everybody I've seen Steaksauce Mustache live. They're totally brutal. They bring the energy. They're one of the most unique bands in Southern Oregon, and there's literally nobody like them, dude. They're like Pepsi One before they got any competitors.
Such an amazing performance.
Yeah, but hey, tell us.
thank you guys.
No, of course. Tell us a little bit about Steaksauce Mustache, man. Tell us a bit about your style and your background.
Well, steaksauce mustache is I don't know. We're from another planet, so we've never been here before, and we traveled to this planet to preach our words. And when we showed up, we just decided that we liked it, so we just keep coming back.
Did you guys have to find avatars when you got here, or were you just like a humanoid species from another planet?
We already had the human form, but what happened is when we were teleporting here, the only thing that we had on TV was like 1980s wrestling. So we just pretty much are trying to be the musical equivalent of like late 80s Macho Man Randy Savage.
Dude, that's awesome. Ooh, yeah, brother. Dude, that's
Hey,
amazing.
that was a good one.
I got you for
Whoa.
3 minutes. You ain't going nowhere.
Is Hulk Hogan on here?
I think he is.
No, that's actually our drunk producer named Buford. He literally thinks every song I play tonight is Slayer. He keeps asking for it. I'm like, hey man, we're gonna play some Avenged Sevenfold. He's like, oh, some Slayer there, brother. I'm like, no, we're not playing Slayer, dude.
Is every song not Slayer though?
Yeah, I know, right? And if it's not Slayer, it should be.
Yeah, it should be. Anyways, so we try to play like kind of crazy music, but we're kind of like we're kind of like Britney Spears a little bit. I don't know.
Okay.
We're a little bit poppy. We're a little bit poppy. We're a little bit wild. We just try to have fun and we dance around on stage and act like a bunch of idiots.
Hey, and you guys are a huge fan of the Dillinger Escape Plan, right?
I would say that I'm a fan of them. I don't know if the rest of the band
Oh,
is.
okay.
They
No,
don't
because
really,
I see your
listen to
guitar.
much.
I see your guitar style, and it's like you're all over the place, but it sounds fucking. Oh, sorry, not meant to say that. See, I broke my own rule. I dropped the F-bomb, but it sounds great. It sounds.
You're fired, Ramo. You're fired.
You know what's crazy? The last time I had an interview, the guy cussed like 5 times, and I kept having to tell him, like, bro, you're on your 5th strike. I can't do this anymore. But tell us.
So there's no cussing allowed before we get into this?
No, yeah, I mean, there's a lot.
I wasn't told the rules.
Oh yeah, no bombs.
Okay, when we're in the middle of conversation, I drop a lot of like, oh, you poopy pants. Can I say that?
Oh, absolutely, dude. Like doo-doo head, anything like that.
Okay.
Anything a 5-year-old would say.
Yeah.
There's no rules. That's the first rule.
So Steaksauce Mustache, you have a couple more members in the band, right?
Yeah. There's more.
Oh yeah, you have Mr. Taylor Bates, right?
Yep, yes.
Mr. Taylor Bates, a fantastic.
He's around sometimes.
Is he? Who? Out of all of you, who took the longest to adapt to Earth? Out of all of you, like who had the hardest problems when you guys arrived?
Well, back home we are a collective being, and then like we're just one being.
Like
and then when we came here, we separated into 4 different personalities.
Like the Megazord.
Kind of like that.
Voltron?
I would say more it's just like imagine that you're like leaving Earth and you're going to another place, and then you just separate into 4 personalities that take physical form. I would say that is more like what it's like. Where's home?
Yeah, name this.
What?
I don't know if you're allowed to disclose this information, but what's the name of your planet?
I can't tell you where we're from because then everybody's gonna want to go visit.
Oh, it's kind of like Oregon, right?
Oh,
Everybody from SoCal coming up to Oregon for a better life.
We ain't trying to bring a bunch of tourists.
I totally wanted to go.
Well, hey man, one thing I noticed about Steak Sauce Mustache is that you guys are constantly touring, man. How do you guys find the time to do the scheduling around that? Like, I'd imagine everybody has jobs.
Well, we're all super rich, so I mean that doesn't matter.
Wow, that's true.
We make all of our money off everybody buying all of our stuff.
Okay.
And so we don't have a problem finding money because we're literally just getting rich off of everybody that keeps buying all of our merch.
Dude, that's awesome. And you guys have fantastic merch, by the way. But
Oh, thank you. That's thanks to our other members, Joey and Taylor.
Dude, they make some crazy original stuff, man. I remember seeing like art from Taylor and him telling me he puts like 22 hours sometimes into an art. That's just incredible.
Yeah, he sure does. He puts a lot of time into stuff.
So, you guys all have a good time on tour with each other? Like, does anybody ever get too tired? Does anybody's voice get blown? Tell me a couple of the things you guys encounter when you go on tour, like some of the problems that maybe some other bands listening can listen and avoid them.
My only advice to anybody that's going to tour the U.S. for the first time is the Midwest is disgusting feeling all the time, every day. So be prepared for that.
Like the humidity and stuff?
Yeah. It constantly feels like you just got out of a hot tub and then walked into like 120-degree heat right after the hot tub.
Wow.
That sounds terrible.
No, that's...
Well, I like that feeling. Like, Eric and I are literally just hanging out in a hot tub right now.
So, yeah. I mean, that's just what we do in our free time. Like, yeah. We're just spending time. We're sitting in a hot tub right now. We have many beautiful people around us right now. I think this is what we do.
I think I hear the piano playing in the background.
We're just living that rich hardcore band lifestyle right now that everybody always hears about.
Did you guys ever consider selling out and becoming mumble rappers?
Well, then we would lose money. We're making. You guys don't understand. Because we're in an underground hardcore band, we are making so much money right now that we have to bury it in the ground. We have to concrete it in our driveways because we're just overflowing with riches.
Dude,
I mean, I don't know. In my opinion, I don't think any of us are talented enough to be mumble rappers, so that kind of puts a dent in that plan as well.
Well, I mean, you only need a paragraph of lyrics tops.
Eric has too many face tattoos. Like, the problem is that, you see them, they all have face tats, but, like, they have a minimal amount. Like, Eric has just way too many face tats that he can't be considered part of that group.
I was exiled from the mumble rap community because of that.
No, that's amazing, man. Let's see.
But anyways, yeah, you got some touring stories and stuff like that. I guess it's just I got some real advice here. Anyways, I would just say don't. A lot of people like to make these really long drives, and I think that they just kind of wear themselves out. We definitely do some long drives and stuff like that. We try not to make them too far away. We're very blessed and gracious to have a lot of promoters that like to work with us.
Very nice.
And I think one of the big things that I see, and I will give this advice to any band, is there's like a couple rules to being in a band that I see a lot of bands don't abide by. And I would say that those are, one, show up to a show on time or early if you can, so that you can go and you can actually meet the promoter and meet the sound guy and any fans and engage with people so that people are interested in actually like working with you again. Sticking around for the entire show and not just leaving right after you play. Now, even if you're a local band, I'll tell you this, if you're a local band and you just play and then your whole band just bails out, you take all your merch and you just take right off, nobody wants to book you ever again, and they will lose all respect for you, no matter how many people you brought.
Yeah, no, I can agree with that.
So I would say those things, and then don't fight with the promoters. You know, if a promoter sets you up in a spot that you don't like or whatever it is, just go with it. Like, that's how it is. You know, everybody's got to play first. Everybody's got to play last at some point. It doesn't matter. All that matters is that you got to play and you put your work in. And if you showed up early enough and engaged with the fans, they'll stick around and they'll watch you.
No,
and if you do all these things,
mm-hmm.
then you get invited back to play. It's an amazing thing that happens.
You know, I follow you guys a lot on Facebook, and I remember there was I think it might have been like, I don't know if it was like your last tour. It wasn't. I don't know if it was the Super Woke tour, but you had a show and the promoter never told you that it was off. And you ended up finding out
you
ended up finding out that it was off a week ago, but nobody ever told you.
They just, I don't know what had happened, necessarily, but all I know is that the show got canceled and never told us, and because the venue closed down, and then we found out the day of, so that was kind of a bummer.
Yeah, and I remember you guys were just like looking for a show, like looking for something to do that day. What did you end up doing that day?
We ate hot dogs.
Yeah,
we did eat hot dogs. That was an interesting day. If you want to get into it, we had somebody message us because we posted online like, "Hey, is there any shows or anything to do in Chicago?" And somebody randomly messaged us and said that Eric Andre is doing a random underground show in Chicago,
What?
And I could try to get you in. So we get there, and she was like, "No, I can't let anybody else in." So we went all the way into Chicago, and that didn't end up happening. And then for me, I'm a big wrestling fan, and the second biggest wrestling show of the year was happening that day in Chicago. So I was like, perfect, day off, I'll go do that. And it was sold out, and tickets were going for like $250 for one ticket.
Wow.
So we ended up just sitting in the van in a gas station parking lot, like drinking Coors Light. So it ended up being a pretty solid night, I would say.
Party.
Dude.
Yeah.
Dude, no, that sounds like a blast, man. No, I always admire how much you guys are touring and everything. How much you guys are constantly promoting new merch. That song Space Bank is awesome. I watched I showed it to somebody last week because I was like, dude, I'm gonna eventually play with these guys, dude. I'm gonna be interviewing these guys, and the random people I showed it to gave positive reactions. So,
good.
No, that song's killer.
We like positive reactions. We typically are used to negative reactions. A lot of people really just don't like us, and that's what we strive for. We strive for that. We like people to listen to our stuff, and then they just get so angry that it causes serious, maybe PTSD for them.
Or like
for the rest of their life, and we
brain
get blamed.
trauma.
Yeah, we get blamed for it.
Yeah, I hear. I hear when people
trying to build up those negative Yelp reviews.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that because I totally noticed that anytime people go to your shows and they leave, they get like dramatic weight loss afterwards. Does that have to correlate with your lyrics or maybe your music? But
that's just because Eric runs an exercise program during our shows.
It costs a few dollars extra, but I'm willing to do it to help people get in shape.
Dude, that's amazing. You know what? And you guys kind of do get people in shape because you guys are so active when you guys are live with your fans, and each one of you brings a separate personality that complements your style so well. And I remember the first time I saw you guys, it was at the Bamboo Room, but, Brett started getting on top of people, doing guitar solo stuff, and then you have, Joey clicking that one, button, He was
making those noises with his mouth.
Is it like
the thing is, with Brett climbing on the crowd, it's just he has bad vision. He thought he was on the floor, so we apologize for that.
Yeah. And I don't know if you know this, but Eric's last name is Fuchs, Fuchs, and so just if you guys are interested in his fitness program, it's called Fitness is So Fuchsing Fun, and he is taking new clients every show.
Is there a .com for that?
Not yet. We're working on that.
He does promote all of his stuff on something called the intranet.
Oh yeah,
not quite the internet, but the intranet. And so he would send you a disc that would allow you to browse around on your computer.
Oh, okay.
Via his offline store. And then when you find out what you want, you would make the order. You would then fax it into him.
Fax it in.
Yeah, and then he will send you which workout videos that you would like.
No, dude.
It works. It works really well with Windows 98, from what I've heard. The feedback I've gotten.
That's too good, man. Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to pull out my my free 30-day trial of AOL so I can look that up.
So many AOL discs.
Hey, do you guys remember back in the day when your internet would run out for 30 days, you just pop in a new disk and create a new email? Did you guys ever used to do that? What do you mean?
That isn't a thing anymore?
I think they call that stealing.
You guys don't pop in one of those discs every day?
Dude, my internet provider has been lying to me because they've literally been harassing me at the end of every month. Time to re-up. Time to re-up your hours. And they do it by literally just filling my mailbox full of discs.
Dude, that's freaking amazing. I love it, dude.
So, I have almost as many discs as I have dollar bills, $100 bills. Which means that I can't even get into some room.
I am dying, man. You got me dying. Steaksauce mustache, everybody. This is what they bring to the table. You go watch them live. They bring this same attitude. You guys should almost start an Uber service.
That'd be so awesome.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Ride around with these guys.
Like, what do you mean? Like driving in a car with steaksauce mustache?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Dude, imagine
we could
imagine if you guys did a music video where like you just picked up like 10 random people and just recorded the whole video throughout the whole drive.
Sounds like some random websites I've stumbled upon in my days.
Well, hey, Steaksauce mustache, man. I know there's not a lot of the new stuff you can tell me about right now, but tell me some of your goals for 2019 and some things you guys are planning to accomplish. What you can tell me.
We have some new music that's going to be coming out. We're going to be putting it out via Silent Pendulum Records. It's going to be very exciting. Lots of, I will say there will be lots of trauma from it.
Yes.
A lot of people are going to be having nightmares at night because, a lot of people are going to be sending us a lot of money at that point.
So since
make the trauma go away, that's what they're going to be saying. We have some tours. We have some touring that we're going to set up. We're going to do some West Coast stuff. Hopefully, we're going to finally make it out to the East Coast and get real far. Driving is fun. We like to nap inside Walmart parking lots.
Oh yeah,
a lot of napping going on. A lot of Walmart parking lot naps. We like to park underneath the lights and just stare into each other's eyes as we nap in the van.
Do you bring your hot tub with you?
We do. We drag it along on a trailer. And
on top of touring, we're a traveling hot tub agency. It's kind of like Uber, but you just pay to spend 20 minutes in a hot tub with us.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. I'd pay for that.
Right?
Yeah. But, we got that going. We got a couple more shows going on the rest of the year. We're just playing kind of close to home. We're playing in Winston tomorrow with your band, I believe.
Dude, so the story behind that is that like 6 months ago, we messaged Brandon from the Dead Horizon, and we're just like, hey, man, we loved the Halloween show last year. Can we do it this year as well? And he's like, oh, yeah, of course. No problem. You know? And then it was booked because they combined two shows because of the Knock Knock. It closed down, right?
We were originally playing, and that show got canceled because they closed down.
Yeah, so
they were kind enough to let us onto this show.
Dude, I am so stoked to watch. Like, we're playing first, so that means like we got to rock out and then enjoy the rest of the show. But I cannot wait to be trashed in my werewolf costume and watch Steaksauce Mustache.
Dude, I can't wait to watch that as well.
The best answer.
When we're there,
Give him a hand. Give him a hand. What
when
was
we're
that?
there, how do we know that you're just in a werewolf costume and not a real werewolf? Because we might have to attack you.
By the time you guys,
Is there like a hand signal you could give us or something?
Well,
Because we don't want like a big scene to start.
well, here's the thing: is that by the time you guys figure out it was me, y'all already be dead.
Oh man, we're kind of professional werewolf hunters on the side. That's like our fourth gig. So we'll have to see how this plays out.
What about like out of country werewolves? Like, do you guys deal with worldwide werewolves? Because like
We do not mess with Canadian werewolves. Canadian werewolves are off the table. Anywhere else, like you're done for.
what makes a Canadian werewolf so hardcore compared to the others?
They apologize after they kill everything. Like
Sorry.
you claim to be a werewolf. I mean, you should kind of know this. This is our werewolf hunting technology in our brains going to work. We know this kind of stuff.
So do you merge
Yeah,
back
you
into
don't-
one being before you actually hunt the werewolves?
What kind of question is that? Of course we do.
Dude, I love it, man. You know what? I can't wait.
I don't know if you know this, but this has become a real problem within our band and within everything. Eric is addicted to hunting werewolves, and it's literally like he lost his job, he's lost his girlfriend, he lost all of his friends because he's so addicted to hunting werewolves. He just can't stop. We've tried to send him to it's WHA, Werewolf Hunting Anonymous, and he just won't go anymore. They kicked him out. He's too addicted. He's far gone.
Werewolfism.
So you just literally just sit there with like 10 other werewolves?
No, I mean, he's not hanging out with the werewolves. He's just addicted to hunting.
He's
He
addicted
just
to
can't.
hunting.
He doesn't sleep. He doesn't sleep at night. That's all he thinks about.
I wonder if he ever dreams to be a werewolf. Have you ever wanted to be bit and just like, you know, that way you can infiltrate like their main base and all that? You know, like become a werewolf, then you take down all the werewolves? You ever thought about taking
My Werewolf Hunter Anonymous class told me that that's a very normal dream to have and that I'm working through it. So
All right, guys. Well, we're almost at the top of the hour. For all the listeners out there, thank you for listening to this awesome steak sauce mustache interview. Tell the fans out there where they can contact you if they want to know a little bit more about you guys.
We're on all the social media platforms. We're on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And make sure to follow us on each of them because they are all run by different people. So every one of them is different. It's not just the same post. Also, the easiest way to really locate everything is just to go to our website, steaksaucemustache.com. We do spell steak sauce as one word, and mustache is mustache. That's probably the best way to find everything that we have: music, videos, merch, all of our social media, our tour dates, everything are going to be located on there.
Dude, that's amazing, man. Thank you so much for being on the show. You guys have to be like probably the best interview I've ever had so far.
Thank you, guys.
But hey,
we were aiming to be the worst, so we failed everybody. We apologize for failing at being the worst interview you've ever had. We are sorry, Southern Oregon.
I guess I'm sorry too then. Sorry. Well, hey, we love you guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow, man, at Willie's. It's gonna be awesome.
Sounds good. We'll see you there.
All right, love you guys, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you, Steak Sauce.
Night.
All right. Have a good day, guys.